Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to day 25 of 31 days of Horrorween. We are almost done with October, y'all. Today is another South Korean horror movie. We're going to be talking about GONJIAM, Haunted Asylum. Really quick though, before I get into that, I want to say thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. Again, gonna butcher the director's name, so just, you know how it is, bear with me. Directed by Jung Bom-sik. GONJIAM, oh my goodness, follows I'm so bad at pronouncing things. GONJIAM follows the crew of a horror web series that travel to a notoriously haunted asylum to film a live show. The crew, not expecting much to happen, get way more than they bargained for when the spirits of the asylum pick them off one by one. I'm just warning you now, because I didn't realize when I watched it, but when I was writing my notes, this movie did come out this year, so I am going to give spoilers. Sorry, I didn't realize that it came out this year, but just so you know. But some facts about the movie. The film actually takes place in GONJIAM Psychiatric Hospital, which is an actual like abandoned hospital in South Korea, and it's apparently one of the most haunted places there, and it was actually named one of the freakiest places in the world by CNN, which is a fact that they mention in the movie also. Oh, this is a found footage horror film, which y'all know my track record with these types of movies, but I liked this one. What? Maybe because it's South Korean and y'all know also that I'm a Koreaboo, so maybe that's why. The movie is super similar to Grave Encounters, which I don't hate that movie. I don't love that movie, but I don't hate that movie. I think GONJIAM takes, you know, like that similar concept and makes it better. So I like the whole live stream aspect of the movie, but the leader of the group, Ha-jun, is directing everybody from the tent outside of the asylum. He's not actually in with them. And it almost kind of adds a meta aspect to the movie because it's meant to be a live show and it's meant to be completely authentic, but he's talking in the earpiece to the people, to his crew members, and, you know, cueing their lines, telling them where to go next, that sort of thing. It's almost like he's directing a horror movie in real time, like in the movie, like alive. Does that make sense? It's like meta, which is probably why I also liked it. But a good meta found footage movie, not like that found footage 3D crap that I watched not too long ago. Of course, the meta-ness kind of goes deeper because it's revealed, and this is where we're getting into spoilers, that Ha-jun and Sung-wook and Sung-hoon are faking everything. They have everything planned and they're tricking all the other members, so they're using their genuine reactions to make it seem more real, but then stuff starts actually getting real, which is when we kind of come full circle, and it's fun, especially to see Sung-wook's and Sung-hoon's reactions when the real stuff starts going down, because everyone else is already kind of scared and freaked out, and they've just been faking it, and then when they genuinely get scared, like, you can tell, and it's like, oh no, things got real. So speaking of things getting scary, I thought the scares were really good, especially the part that really had me just shooketh. Was when the character Ji-hyun gets like possessed or whatever, and it's like, if I can find a clip or an image, I'm gonna put it up. It freaks me out, like her eyes. Ew. Oh, I don't want to add this in. Why am I making this the cover photo? Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to do it. Ew! Oh god, it's so freaky! I hate it! Ew, 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 ew! It's so freaky. I hate it! I hate it, 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 I hate it. Like, it's so gross and so freaky. Ugh. Like, literally, like, I had nightmares about this image. It's so freaky. That part really freaked me out. And the effects on it were not that bad. Like, it's just more just like kind of morphing the eyes, really. So it's not like noticeable special effects or anything like that. Some other scary moments, there's a lot of variation in pacing. So of course you have like the quintessential found footage horror movie parts where somebody's running with a camera and it's just a whole lot of movement and you don't really see much. But so there, of course, there were those parts in the movie, but there's also parts where, you know, a character is slowly panning when something scary is happening. Like the character Charlotte, you see something, like, I won't reveal what it is, but you see something scary at a distance that she's looking at, and it's looking at her, and she's trying to figure out a way out without, you know, they're kind of like in a standoff, if that makes sense. So she's like slowly turning to try and see if there's a door, and like the light on her camera is just like slowly panning, and then she like slowly turns back. And it's like, there's like variations in pacing like that. So it's like you can't get your bearings in the movie, like you don't figure out the rhythm of the movie, which works because it's scarier because you don't know what's coming, you don't know the rhythm of the movie. Speaking of the cameras, I feel like this movie is probably one of the best examples I've seen of answering the question of why they're still filming. They actually really cover their bases, like in two ways. There's two explanations given as to why you know, everything is still being filmed. So when they go in, they outfit every single character with a camera that's facing them, kind of like a World's Scariest Places vibe, you know, that kind of almost unflattering angle where it's like right here. So they have one camera facing them and another facing out, like a POV shot, and it's strapped to their person, you know, like GoPro style, like they're not carrying it. So it's like it's constantly filming whether they want to or not. They're not controlling the camera or anything like that. So it's like, if you're not holding the camera, there's no reason for you to like throw it down on the ground and, you know. So when they get scared, like at any normal moment where somebody would stop filming, it doesn't matter because they're not holding the camera anyway. So they're just doing whatever regardless of the camera still being on, if that makes any sense. So I like that because it's like, sweet. So we answered the question, why are they still filming? Because they're not actively filming. So great job on that, because that's like always a huge problem in found footage movies, because the movie eventually reaches that point where it's like any normal person would stop filming. And then you can't suspend your disbelief anymore, because it's like, well, at this point I just would have thrown the camera down. So I liked that. And then we also have, like I said, Ha-Jun, who is the leader of all of this, and he's not in the asylum, so he's not experiencing anything really. So, you know, and he is obsessed with the views. He's obsessed with, you know, everybody watching the live stream and it being popular and going viral. I mean, hello, Logan Paul. So he doesn't care that anything scary is going on or people are, you know, or his crew are actually terrified. He doesn't care. He's going to keep the live stream going because it's still filming, obviously. So they cover their bases in two ways. Like, you have a character with a motive, which makes sense, you know, for this day and age, especially with like YouTube and all that. So you have a character with a motive, that makes sense, and then you've strapped the cameras to the characters so they can't easily take the camera off or anything like that. Like, so bravo for that. I really, really appreciated that effort to cover that base, which is just a huge thing in every found footage movie, which I already mentioned. I'll stop talking about it. The only thing I really didn't like about this movie was the ending, which I feel like is another thing that happens a lot with found footage horror movies with me, where it's like a really, really cool concept, awesome idea, and then, you know, by the time it gets to the end, it's just like nobody knows how to end it. So like the ending is always kind of a letdown. This one's pretty much the same. Like, the ending was not great compared to the rest of the movie. It was pretty predictable, kind of a letdown, but not the worst one I've seen, so. So, was GONJIAM worth it? Yes. This is definitely going up there with found footage horror movies that I actually like. I know, I never thought I would say that. Like, I've been moving away from slashers a bit, and I've been really into like the ghosts, hauntings sort of movie. So this one was kind of like right up my alley where I'm at right now, what I want to watch. Also, it's South Korean horror, so love. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. The internet definitely does not agree with me. On IMDb, it has a 6.1 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it doesn't have a critic score, but audiences give it a 66%, and on Letterboxd, it has a 3.1 out of 5. So if you want, you can rent this movie on Amazon, which is where I watched it. There's an affiliate link in the description to rent the movie. There's no pressure to use the link, but if you do, it does help out the channel. And there's also links over on my blog, which is also linked in the description, for everything that I've watched in October so far. If you've already seen GONJIAM, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday normally. And then of course, every day this month I've been posting a movie review because October. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.